I'm here for a midweek sewing catch-up, an unboxing video for my Think Pink subscription box, and a Think Pink reveal. And we're going to spin the wheel for my fabric wheel of fate and talk about fabric. If you're interested in hearing about all this sewing chat, stay tuned. If you're new to my channel, my name is Cynthia and I'm Mountain Accent Sewing. I like to talk about life, nature, and of course mostly sewing. Today, let's get into some sewing chat. I subscribe to the Beyond the Pink Door Think Pink subscription box. I have received it for quite a while now, and I did pause it temporarily, but I restarted it. And this month is the first time that I have gone with the choose your color option. So I did pay a little bit more for that option, but that is what I decided to try for at least for now. But first, let's get into a reveal, and it is my Think Pink make for my November box. So I haven't sewn the December fabric yet. I am wearing my make from the November fabric. It is a beautiful viscose sateen fabric. First time I've ever sewn with this type of fabric. It is a little bit more delicate. You'll need a microtex needle, and I actually did better than I thought I would sewing with this fabric. But let me tell you, this make had some hiccups. But let me tell you what the pattern is first. When I received this subscription box and saw the fabric, I thought it would make a beautiful robe. Now, I've never had a robe that's been lightweight like this. I've always had like the terry material or, a velour, that type of fabric. But I decided I want to make a fancier robe, and I went with Tessuti Fabrics Tessuti Robe, this pattern here. And it is for an advanced beginner, and it's sizes 0 to 3. And so it does have like a pretty good size range that fits into each size. And the bust size goes from a 32 inch all the way up to 48 inch, waist of 27 inches to 43 inches, hip to 36 to 52 inches. And even though my bust measurement put me in a size 2, I actually sewed a size 1 because the finished garment measurements for that gave me a 49 inch bust, and I knew that would still give me plenty of ease. And also I went with a size 1 because of fabric restrictions. As it is, I had to make some adjustments to the pattern, or other adjustments. I made the belt slimmer than what it should be because of lack of fabric. I think it calls for over 3 meters of fabric, and then since I only had 2.5, that was another reason why I trimmed down to a size 1, but also made the belt slimmer. The other thing that kind of concerned me, and it was not real clear in the instructions, their instructions are words with pictures, and I think diagrams work better. But let me show you this neckband piece. On the pattern piece, it has a short piece and a long piece. And on this end, it says join to rest of neckband. And on this one, it says join to rest of neckband. On the line cutout and in the instructions, it was not 100% clear that those two pieces actually were cut as one long piece. And because of my fabric restrictions, I did cut those out side by side. I was not able to fit them on the fabric as one long piece. And so it was really my error. It should have been one long piece, but I did not allow for seam allowance. And so, of course, in the instructions, they don't tell you to, you know, when they tell you to sew the neckband pieces together, it's just here at the back where they have that seam, that you have a seam allowance. But I had to add 2 more seam allowances to attach mine. And therefore, when I went to sew the band on, it was not as long as it needed to be. And I thought I could make it work, and you've already hemmed it in an earlier step. So I ended up having to do some unpicking. And the fabric, because it's slick, it's a little shifty. And of course it's very delicate. And so I unpicked a lot on this, but I had to unpick from the wrong side. And then I also kind of pulled it apart and picked from the inside, if that makes sense, but where the band folds back on itself. And I restitched it very carefully. It had lots and lots of pins, but it still wanted to shift, and I had to put it on like the slowest speed. And it still was very tricky to sew the band on by following their instructions. And I ended up having to cut some off the length. And so when I saw that I was going to have to cut the length because of the band being too short, I chose to just overlock that edge, and then I still folded it up twice to hem it. So my garment's about an inch and a half shorter than it should be. So yeah, it was a lot of frustration, but it's a beautiful make. Now they did tell you to do your sleeves the same way as that hem band, where you fold it back, and it's supposed to have really neat edges. But I chose to fold it, and I don't know if you can see that, but I've just overlocked the edge and treated it as one piece there. And in hindsight, if I'd known the trouble I would have had with the shifting fabric, I would have done the same for this band, and maybe just top stitched the seam down. But yeah, it's done, and it's a very beautiful robe. I love the fabric. It feels so silky smooth, and yeah, I think it makes a beautiful robe. And I hopefully have inserted a picture somewhere that you've seen maybe where I took it. But this time of year it's hard to get a good picture and find daylight hours. So yeah, it's gonna get a lot of wear, I think. This is my package that came today, and it is not in a box, but it is my Beyond the Pink Door subscription box. So I've already slit the plastic sleeve, so let me just take it out. And oh, this is pretty. Look, my box is actually in a Beyond the Pink Door bag, which is very nice. And I'm trying to get the goodies out without seeing the fabric, but I think she's got them tucked down inside. January, this is a time for beginning, for gentle starts, fresh intentions, and making without pressure. I agree. This month has been a slow month for me as far as sewing. And the QR code is on the back, and I'll scan that later. We just got a little brown bag with a star. I don't know if you watched my previous 2 videos, but it actually started before Christmas, I was planning a sewing social. It's the first time I've ever hosted anything like that. And so I was working on getting materials together. I was creating tote bag kits. And so I did host that, and that took up, most of my free time. So I've only, sewn in January. I've only sewn this one garment so far. hopefully I'll get something else on now that I've got my sewing socials behind me and I don't have another one until March. So yeah, I'm hoping to get some sewing done. But let's see. The gift this month is a Arthur and Betsy self-heating eye mask. I've never tried anything like that, but it looks like I might try that and see how it goes. I don't have my glasses on, so I can't read the ingredients. I do have some sensitivity to certain skin products, so I'll have to read the ingredients first. But yeah, that's a very nice gift. Oh, and we got some Prim jersey needles. I was getting low on jersey needles, so this is a nice gift to receive. I think I only had a couple left in my stash that, cause I only use a needle a few times and then I change it because I don't like using dull needles. I have had them go dull before, and my machine lets me know it. We got a beautiful blue Mariflex thread, it looks like. Let's see what the fabric is. This is beautiful. Let me read the salvage. It is a knit. Avalana jersey stuffed fabrics. Oh, I really like stuffed fabrics. I've only purchased that brand of fabrics maybe 2 times before, and I've loved working with both of them. But look at this fabric. It's definitely my colors. It's beautiful. And I don't know if you can see, it's got good stretch and recovery, and it doesn't go white. And it looks like there's quite a bit of this. I'm guessing there is more than the 1.5 meters. I'd say there's probably closer to 2 meters here. So I will have to think about what I want to make. I might have to make 2 things. I might make 2 tops instead of 1 with that amount of fabric. If I place my pattern pieces correctly and just right, I could maybe squeeze out 2 garments. So stay tuned to see what I make with that. This is my first year of participating in the Fabric Wheel of Fate. Carole at Sew Carole started the hashtag. Can't remember if it was 2 years ago that she started or maybe longer, but I know she's done it several times. And last year, quite a few other people joined in. And I was thinking that I wanted to be able to sew up more fabrics from my stash and that it would be a fun way to do that. So I decided to join in this year. So I have chosen 6 fabrics. So let me talk about the fabrics, and then I'll show you my wheel and we'll spin for the fabric that I'm going to sew up. Now the fabrics are on here for different reasons. My first fabric is a Nerida Hanson Lion and Coyote viscose fabric. Yep, this way is the right way up. And I wanted this fabric after seeing, covered up my mic, sorry about that. I wanted this fabric for a long time, and I kept putting it off. I know Andrea had that Beyond the Pink Door, and I also believe that maybe Kristen at the Dahlia Society may have had it in stock, but I saw it on other websites, and I would just wait around, and I thought it was going to disappear. I think they had sold out, and I found it at Jones and Vandermeer, and they're located in the U.S., in New York. And let's see, I think I've got 1.5 meters. I'm not sure if that's how much I got of this, but 54 inches wide. And I can't, yeah, I think it's close to 1.5 meters. That's my first fabric. And this next fabric is from Minerva. And they call it bold, but it's a viscose, and I'm not sure what brand it is, but it looks like it's got doves on it. And it's this green with the doves, and they have different colors. And let's see if it tells me how much I ordered. 1.5 meters of that. And my next fabric is also a viscose. And I forgot to mention that with those two fabrics and this fabric also, I haven't cut into them because I didn't want to mess them up knowing I only had a small amount. And so I thought they were too precious to cut, but I've got to cut them. And this one I believe is a, let's see, it says, yeah, it's an art gallery rayon. Meadow Bold is the name of it. This one is another one that I think I've seen other people have this fabric, and I purchased this from Hart's Fabric, also in the U.S. Online company, and it's beautiful. And I have about 1.5 meters of that. So they'll all make beautiful blouses of some sort. The next fabric that I selected, I believe, is a lightweight cotton. This is the fabric. Beautiful colors. And it's another one that I really loved. I never was quite sure what I wanted to make with it. I purchased this fabric from Sewing Studio, and at the time that Sewing Studio was still in Portland, Oregon. It's now in Asheville, North Carolina. But I did buy this, yeah, a couple of years ago from a sewing studio. And I think I have at least 2 meters of this, or I might have a little more, I don't recall, but it's at least 2 meters, maybe 2.5. The next fabric that I have selected is a rib knit jersey, and this one is one of my Beyond the Pink Door Think Pink Subscription Box fabrics. And I have, I think, a couple of meters of this. It's a very fine, very soft rib knit, and I have wanted to make it, and I've had ideas, and then I kept changing my mind and ended up just not sewing it. And I've had it for, I think, close to a year. I can't remember what month we got it in, but it's a beautiful rib knit. The next fabric that I have selected is a cotton twill. It's a lightweight twill fabric, and this is from Joanne Fabrics. And I bought this in their closeout clearance, and it was in 2 pieces, and I used 1 piece, but I think I have maybe 2 yards or 2.5 yards left. I'm hoping that I have enough for a pair of pants, but if not, I'm going to do like either crop pants or shorts. But it's just, yeah, pants weight fabric. I decided to mix it up, and my husband did finish my wheel for me. And I picked up this little arrow at the Dollar Tree, and he just shortened it for me. I was going to have him trim it down. I've drawn on it, but He thought it would work like this. And so I'm just going to hold it against my arm and give it a good spin, and let's see which fabric wins. The Lion Coyote will be the first fabric that I'll sew on my fabric wheel of fate. And thank you so much for watching today. Thank you, Carole, for creating this hashtag and allowing us to join in with you. I'm looking forward to sewing up some of my stash, and I look forward to sewing up the beautiful cotton jersey from the Think Pink subscription box. And I will see you later, and hopefully it'll be with a new make in the very near future.